we looked at all the different models that were out there, and we said, you know, we want to do something big. And our goals at the time, well, even in 2012, 2013, was 10,000 agents potentially by 2020, and that was our optimistic goal. Really, the future of eXp Realty is dependent on continually iterating on the value proposition of the individual agent and team, and providing them the platform to expand exponentially their business without the limitations of legacy business structures. So we've got a number of people here who are every day iterating on how to continually add value to agents and brokers and teams. Revenue share it's a value add opportunity that most agents obviously don't have. Fundamentally, we are about real estate agents that are out listing and selling homes and then having an opportunity to get off of the treadmill that unfortunately is the reality that most agents in most other situations sort of find themselves in. So making real estate fun again really has to do with the fact that when you first got into real estate, it was fun getting those first few deals in. Real estate agents don't retire, they just die. There are people that are still selling real estate using walkers, not because they want to, but because they have to. When we think about what it was that I recognized for myself personally back in my days as an agent, it was that, you know, the first thing they talk about is that in order to actually build something, you need to build a team, and most of us probably have read the Red Book, so we're all familiar with that, and when we read it, we go, holy smokes, this is the holy grail, let's build a team, I'm going to be able to retire, I'm going to sell my book of business, and it's it's so hard to do, it happens so often. It's like getting struck by lightning twice in the same spot, on the same day, and in subsequent years. It's pretty difficult to do that. So the next thing that they say is you need to become a broker and own your own brokerage. And so, of course, having done that, you realize that they fooled me a second time. So the idea of actually owning a brokerage doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense either in a traditional sense. But back in 2009, I wasn't ready to throw the towel in. It had been easy to do. In fact, it was sort of almost an up and down kind of thing, whether we were going to throw in the towel and go do something else, or if we would actually go back to the drawing board and figure out what a real estate brokerage needed to look like to be sustainable for the long haul, in good times and bad times, and be attractive to the agents or brokers that work there over the long haul. And that was really what we tried to solve. And it really came down to really the technology revolution really made that happen. Now we've got super fast, high-speed internet everywhere, and this really kind of creates this this new background. Things like Uber and then eventually driverless cars. I mean, the fact is that all of this stuff changes the landscape and also changes the future landscape of real estate brokerage and pretty much all industries. So, so these things didn't exist, but because they existed and they were starting to exist at some level in 2009, we were able to take advantage of it and build something that's pretty unique. Technology, of course, is faster than ever before, and it ain't getting slower. And similar to that, will never be this small again, technology will never be this slow again. So we'll only get faster, better, cheaper, and more efficient. There's a lot of companies right now that are pitching technology. Technology. We have the best technology. We invented the cloud for real estate. We built a really cool smart sign for real estate and technology. But the reality is that technology itself can be a red herring. Obviously there's major, well-funded. Some have recently, raised over $1 billion at crazy valuations, calling themselves technology companies and building technologies and hiring engineers. But no matter what technology they build today for your real estate business, they will maybe marginally improve your short-term business, but won't change your long-term outcome. And so that's one of the differences between what we're doing with eXp, is really thinking about what's the long-term impact of the things that we can build. Now we're building technology. We've got Show Me Now. I'll talk a little bit about iBuyer and some of the other technologies that we've got coming down the pipe. We'll talk about some of the partnerships. But the reality is that it's how do you put the agent at the forefront of every decision you make, and that's just what we do. And it's the reason why we're all here, and it's the reason why we're growing as fast as we are. It's the mindset. And she asked, why do I keep on doing this? Because obviously it's been really successful. I'm like, I just love doing this. It's not about the money. It's not, obviously it's got financials and other things that go along with it. But it's really cool to make an impact. It's really fun to make. So relative to technology, there's not a single cutting-edge technology in real estate that won't be off-the-shelf technology in the next 2 years if it's not already off-the-shelf technology. So I just want you guys to know that when somebody says, hey, we've got this AI thing, or we've got this great CRM, even if they have the better one today, it won't be for long. Technology changes so darn fast, and we're going through the same exercise that every other company is doing on technology. We're asking the questions of, do we build, do we buy, do we license, do we build, do we buy, do we license, do we hire smart engineers, do we partner with companies? These are the things that we do, and that's what any company needs to do, and continually do that. That will never change. Just imagine if the first technologists quit when they built the wheel. The wheel was technology. Everything that we think about is technology. Anything that enables us to do business faster, better, cheaper, generally speaking, falls in the bucket of technology. And so even though it sort of is out there, it's also something that happens around your ear. Every time you pick another piece of software, another app to add on your phone, another website to go to, you're making technology decisions, and that's part of what you have to do. And how we stay agile is by just paying attention. Somebody wants to come into the eXp main portion of eXp World, and they want to find me in my office or walking around there. That's where I spend most of my time. So now you know. Now you can stalk me. But that's where we're having meetings. Jeff Whiteside and I have meetings. That's where we meet. That's where Dave Nord and Stacy on and so many people on the technology, the accounting team, the transaction team, all the various teams. We're all working in the background, and to a large extent, you can come in, hear what we're talking about. Now, don't everybody come at once, but every once in a while, just stick your head in. Hear the conversations that we're having. Be part of it. If you've got something that's on your mind, come on in. It's really cool, and hopefully, we keep that technology to ourselves for a while. But who knows in the next 2 years? I was just doing some mental math on 10 years from now, and I actually kind of think this might be a little conservative. Who knows? It might be a little bit optimistic as well. But everyone in here is probably an optimist, so it probably goes both ways. But I truly believe that in the next 10 years, we're going to have over 4,000 professionals with eXp. We're going to
400,000.
Think about it. What's that?
400,000.
400,000. 400,000.
We already got 21.
We're at 4,000. Yep, we're doing that. I was just thinking about Jay Kinder's slide. He had 4,000 at the bottom of that 12-month thing. I'm still back to the 12-month number. We're going to be in 30 plus countries. We're going to be vertically integrated across the value chain. So I'll talk a little bit about that, and numerous complementary verticals that will also be able to help us on the real estate. But also, you guys are all co-owners, shoulder to shoulder with me, Gene, and every single other person in here in this larger enterprise. And there's so many different things that we're going to be able to do together to build a unique ecosystem that's going to be incredible over the next 10 years. We just announced some affiliate partnerships. Introlend, First Cloud is going to be an incredible relationship. You know lenders that you like, like and respect, that you would like to do business with. Introduce them to what we're doing in Introlend. First thing they're going to do is they're going to first sort of put their hands up and go, I don't want to do this because it's going to cost a little bit of my commission in terms of referral fees into the Introlend platform. But the second part is they're going to be exposed to all of the enthusiastic, entrepreneurial eXp agents that can send them business.
That's right.
So their opportunity will go up dramatically as opposed to worrying about the 2 or 3 deals that they're thinking about that they might get from you as an agent, as an individual. Now they're opening up their opportunity to actually be in business with many, many agents and be exposed to a larger ecosystem. Silverline Title and Escrow is something we're just in the process of launching. This is a title and escrow company that each and every one of us is going to own together. That's going to be in all 50 states, which is going to make things like getting paid faster as an agent. So we're going to think about streamlining the closing process. We're going to be able to think about, in one of my moonshots, and I say it's a moonshot because I don't know when we'll be able to do this, but I truly believe we'll be able to do this at some point. Once we're able to sort of streamline that process, how would you, especially those who have grown your groups of agents all around the world at that point, hopefully, every time there's a closing, wouldn't it be cool if you had your rev share deposit in real time at the moment of closing? So obviously we've got some other relationships as well. American Preferred Home Warranty. Anytime you attach a warranty, whether you're working with the seller to make the home more marketable, this home is warranted, and so buyers are going to naturally be attracted to that property and take a peek at it. Or if you're just working with a buyer, there's a little bit of a financial incentive for you to go do that. So there's some cool things there. And then we've got obviously Moving Hub. The other one is Express Offers. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this tomorrow. When I say we, there's going to be a gentleman named Gary McCarthy, and he is the CEO of a company called Wedgwood, which is the largest fix and flip company in the nation. They typically buy on the courthouse steps. They're usually the crappiest houses that you could ever find. That's what they really like. They like the worse they look, the better. They do about 6,000 homes a year. They're the single biggest buyer of product from Home Depot. And they have agreed to actually be the first anchor buyer on a platform that we've been working on for the last 2 or 3 months. And there's a bunch of other buyers of real estate that want to buy 1,000, 2,000. One company we're talking to wants to buy 10,000 homes. They already own over 50,000 homes across the nation. And this is what they want to own, and they'd like to be able to buy homes through us, but then also list homes through eXp. So it's a really, really cool